Get to KZOZ.com. You can get your tickets to go to the 7th Annual Macaroni and Cheese Festival. Executive Chef Gregg Wangard from the Paso Robles Unified School District is here. How many times have you won this thing? Twice?
Yeah, twice on the People's Choice.
How many times have you placed in the top three?
The only
4
time,
times?
Yeah, the only time I didn't place was the second year. I remember when it was at Lavigne. I didn't place that one. And I think I placed every...
It was 105 that year, so that might not have been your fault.
I did a vegetarian mac. It was like a tomato-based mac. It just wasn't, people don't... It's sort of like doing a gluten-free mac or something like that. It's like, all right, I have 5 votes. Yeah.
Wow. And 5 people came up and tried it.
Yeah.
or a fat-free mac and cheese.
And they think it's excellent.
Fat-free mac and cheese, it just doesn't ring. But gluten-free or vegetarian or whatever you did, vegan mac and cheese, that sounds weird.
Wasn't a good one.
But you've been involved with this from the beginning, so you've seen a lot of different kinds of mac and cheese.
Absolutely.
And you've made, now your carbonara, which you made last year, correct? And you got second place with?
Yeah.
That was
should have been first place.
That was a gold medal winner.
I think they were manufacturing beads in one of those Bakerfield's labs.
The third year that won you a gold medal? That was the first place People's Choice Award?
Yeah.
So what happened last year? There was a restaurant from Bakersfield that won, but then there's allegations that they brought over beads with them.
There's a theory. Yeah, there's a theory there. I don't know what happened.
Now, I wasn't there because I was on vacation. Mm-hmm. You weren't there because you had babysitting duty, and but you were there.
I had buckets of beads.
Yeah.
But, there's some tomfoolery going on. But you know what? They won. So, flat out, they won. Well, you take it. Live and learn from it, but
for years, let's not do the beads thing. It's weird. They did. They used to do tokens.
I like the tokens,
and I think they're going to go back to that. And it's going to say mac and cheese, the whole thing. Yeah. So it's going to be the way to go.
They have a hologram on it. They have to verify each one of them
with a blue light.
Got the coin counter going.
What's that little code thing? They got that little code. You have to vote with your mobile phone.
Yeah. It makes like a kerchunk sound when it's real.
So the event is going on coming up June 7th, or is it 9th? June 9th.
June 9th.
You can get tickets today. Use the discount code MacMonday when you get to themacandcheesefest.com, or you can link up at kzoz.com to save a little bit. Every year this event gets even better. We've got more. We've always got new people coming in, so there's new competition. And there's a ton of great mac and cheese. What did you make today? This is crazy good.
This is the, so you think you can beef me mac and cheese. The only protein I haven't used in the 6 years of competing is beef. So I'm doing beef this year. Slow braised short ribs with celery, carrot, onion, some beef stock, a little bit of sherry. And then that's going to go on top of some traditional macaroni noodles. I always use the traditional macaroni noodles with Bella Vitano Gold and a little bit of 2-year Gouda. Like using Gouda because it could be still, a mediocre dish.
Right.
And it would still be Gouda.
Always be Gouda.
So, some cheesy humor.
That's cheesy. Awesome. And
super
so this is really good. This is something I've never tasted anything like this. You kind of get the citrus thing going on. You got the sweet going on. You got the savory from the macaroni and cheese. And what are you doing? Exercises over there?
My arm. Oh, stretching out my arm. throwing the ball for the dog.
He's getting ready to eat. It's a pregame warm up.
Who are you testing this stuff out on? Do you test it out on your kids? I know you got.
I made it. I actually made it last night. I made it last night for Kel and the kids, and Kelly loves it. She's like, man, that is a winner. It's great. It's excellent. Mason was.
Well, it's not just a wife. She's a chef.
Yeah, she's
as well.
A chef too.
She's got a culinary background, and she's a consultant now.
Yeah, chef consultant, hospitality.
Yeah. So it's
doing one on our own.
It's you guys have to be a dynamic team, I would imagine, for competition type things because you both can kind of give each other some good feedback.
Yeah, and obviously, I take what she says the most on anybody, and doing it. But I feel that I have my mixture of my mac and cheese right. I never make a sauce. There's never any sauce in mac and cheese. A lot of other chefs will come with their roux-based sauce, and it's like there's never flour in a mac and cheese sauce. It's just cheese, milk or cream or butter. So, you think about when you're making it at home. You buy a box of Kraft macaroni, you heat the noodles up, use some pasta water. You either add cream, butter, or milk, and then you put the little packet of cheese in, stir it up, and you eat it right away. That's how I've always made my mac and cheese, because I think that's how mac and cheese is supposed to be made.
With Kraft mac and cheese powder?
No, just with like a la minute, where you get it, it's best right out of the pan.
So yeah, a lot of guys, we were talking to Jeffrey last year. He's also won this thing.
Yeah.
He's placed several years. He does make a cheese sauce, and then he adds it into what he's doing. And I think some of these guys do that because maybe it's easier on the preparation.
I think so, yeah.
Right? I mean, because
you're just stirring and going in there.
You got a couple thousand people.
Where I'm back there schlupping and making pan by pan.
Are you exhausted at the end of the day of the Macaroni and Cheese Festival? Because I mean, you are constantly trying to get it the best tasting. So
yeah, I have two large saute pans that I've used every year with a couple of burners, and you're making mac and cheese for 3-4 hours for a couple thousand people. It's not so much the work that you get tired. It's just if you're in the sun.
Yeah.
So you get beamed on the sun for that long. So that sort of puts you in, but you sort of know what you're signing up for and what you're getting into, and it's just a day's work and doing that, but it's fun doing it. It's fun to compete, and like when it's all said and done, all the other chefs are all great people, and we're all there for a cause to support Woods Humane Society and their charities that they're doing. But it's another festival and another great thing for the community.
It's a little bit
and
different.
Doing it.
It's a little bit different than everything else that you get.
Yeah, way different.
It's focused around mac and cheese. And,
absolutely.
And it's so cool that there's. I know that you guys know that I do a little Uber on the side, and I was talking to a couple that was up here from Ventura over the weekend. I said, why you guys come up here from Ventura? And they said, oh, this is where we go to escape the kids because the dining is so good. And I was like, there's so much good dining in the area, so the top-notch restaurant. They didn't go to Santa Barbara for the weekend. They came up to San Luis Obispo for the weekend. So we've got all this in our backyard, and so many people find that the Macaroni and Cheese Festival is a good place to showcase it, like yourself. You get to get out there and cook for the masses. And, let's face it, based on what you do right now, it's not something that is normal, right? I mean, you don't get out. You cook for the masses, but you also teach kids to cook for the masses.
Yeah, that's the best part. It's like a lot of our catering, a lot of our stuff that we do outside of child nutrition is student-based learning. We're very still much focused about student success and student achievement. And this last weekend, Hospice Drone is a classic example of that. For last Friday, around 15 kids got out of school with their permission slips signed by the principal. It allowed us to go over to the fairgrounds and serve lunch for 400, adults. And, the people are paying around $100 for lunch, and they get exposure to that. And without an event like that, without the school realizing that every child and every student has a different path, I mean, how many kids and juniors and seniors would be part of an event to serve 400 people just to see the setup, the layout, how we're going to table serve, how we're going to bus and do that. So it's a great experience for them. And at the end of the day, Testa Catering on Saturday actually offered some work to one of the students.
Wow, that's awesome.
So I mean, just being there
cool.
and doing it. And it happens to be a student that's actually homeschooled. And one of the only classes she takes is culinary with us.
Wow.
So it's like just realizing that, again, every student, it's just because you go to school and you have the basic classroom with you're in class for an hour, you read a book, you take a test, it's not for everybody. And it's like a lot of the CTE programs that Pastoral Rebel Joint Unified has, whether it's culinary or welding or, different farm work or there's a lot of great programs there, and it's good for those kids.
And the cool thing about it is it keeps it here, theoretically. I mean,
absolutely.
If somebody learns how to do it here and they get a job offer here, then they stay here, and then therefore our food scene continues to grow.
Yeah. And face it, we're a growing county, especially in hospitality and tourism. A lot of the restaurants are going to need, bussers, they're going to need servers, they're going to need waitresses and waiters, they're going to need cooks, they're going to need dishwashers, they need managers.
What job? What was your entry level job when you got into cooking?
Dishwasher. Yeah. My brother was the older cook, and I was a dishwasher. Yeah.
So you were in the pit.
Me and my buddy. Yeah, I was in the pit, man. Me and my buddy, 14 years old.
Did you ever have a problem with your hands? I had a buddy that was worked at this restaurant in the Northwest called Sea Galley, and that was what he did forever. Yeah. And his hands are destroyed. He's always got to use lotion, but probably because he wasn't wearing gloves.
Yeah, we wore the plastic gloves and the rubber gloves because you have to keep in mind this is in Wisconsin, a town of 830 people, and the biggest thing, you have 4 churches and 4 bars. I mean, it's like a couple stop signs and a gas station. So there was a 3-compartment sink, so it was all hand washed stuff. So the thing with your hands in doing that is washing dishes, and then you go in and out of the ovens is they get dry really, really bad from going into the bleach and the everything. Then you get, and then hey, pull out the other oven, or grab this or grab that, because as a dishwasher you do everything. You do whatever the kitchen manager, chef wants. I mean, there's no. Just because you're a dishwasher doesn't really mean you're a dishwasher. There's a reason they call you the dish
bitch.
When you were 14 and a dishwasher, did you think that this, eventually this is what I want to do with my? Did you know right away, or?
I didn't. I knew pretty early. I think by 16, I knew that I definitely wanted to work in a restaurant because I loved it. And you're moving, and there was never a day that was the same, and it's sort of still that way. You never know who's going to come in and what shape they're going to come in and what you're going to get and who's going to call in sick and who's going to show up and what drama there's going to be that day. And it's like, this big mastermind of putting it all together for one goal. And that's really to make the guests want to come back for their experience, and realizing that everybody is super important in that kitchen.
Plus, everything is kind of like like the radio. I mean, we're live every day. Like we, come in here, we don't know what's going to happen, but we just know we're going to get through the next 4 hours. And I got to imagine being in the kitchen is very similar because it's live. It has to happen right now. I mean, some stuff is prepared, but really we're cooking everything. We're doing it. We're plating it. We may lose an oven. Somebody may lose a finger, but we're going to get through this service.
Absolutely. I mean, the show goes on no matter what, unless you're going to close. Unless you're going to close down, which has never happened. In all the years I've been in any restaurant or anything, I mean, never really close. If your best person doesn't show up or isn't there, it's like you make it happen. Maybe you work longer, maybe you work harder,
right?
But it's always goes, and the goal always remains the same, where you want that guest to return and you want to have good reputation for what you're doing.
Chef Gregg Wangard, Mac and Cheese Fest coming up in June. It's Jeff and Jeremy.
That's the attitude that he takes into the Macaroni and Cheese Festival. That's why he has so much hardware from the Macaroni and Cheese Festival. So make sure you get on out. Get over to kzoz.com. Mac Monday's the key. You get to save $10 on your tickets if you buy them today.
Good morning. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ.